If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
Hello, friends. Welcome to another episode of Altar Call MAFS. I am your host, Tane, back with episode 4 of season 19 of Married at First Sight. I told y'all at the beginning of the season that I would have exciting guests coming on. And on this episode, my guest is the co-host of a Perfect Match podcast, was also a contestant from Survivor 47, making her debut on Altar Call. It's the one, the only, Aysha Welch. Hi, Aysha. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing well. I'm so excited to be here making my Altar Call debut. I have always I knew about Altar Call even before we really got into podcasting about Married at First Sight. That's how I knew it was possible to podcast about it. It was like I'm like this show is so long. So this was like a dream back in 2021 is when I covered season 12. That's when we started covering it on RHAP. And then Jason joined me for season 14. And yeah, we've been having fun ever since. So it's really been a fun experience talking about MAFS. Took a little detour to go play Survivor. So that was fun. But yeah, I'm very, very, very excited to be here talking about it.
So excited to have you. And again, you always have my respect for going on Survivor. I was watching last week's episode. I was like, I could never. Like if I was Sophie, who was so hungry and nope, could not be me. Evacuate me, take me home. I'm not.
So. And those first few days are the absolute worst because that's when your body is finally adjusting to not having anything. So like they're still in the thick of like the worst of it. Once you start winning rewards and stuff, there starts to be like a glimmer of hope in your eyes. And it's just that final push to the end that everybody kind of like tells me about, but and
we won't talk about it.
Right? Exactly. It's just like, oh my gosh, it's honestly miserable. That first bit of just like you're hungry. The challenges are hard. They would be hard on a full night's rest and like fully fed. So yeah, it's definitely one of the hardest things I've done in my life, but very rewarding experience, and still like just really appreciate even getting the opportunity to go out there.
Would you do it again?
Oh, absolutely.
They had it's the third boot season.
Right. Yeah. If they brought back people who went out way too early, I would be there 100%. I just feel like it's just one of the ultimate ways to like test yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm all about doing that in my life and just any area, just like, how can I challenge myself now? And so, yeah, that really was like, that's when I was in the best like peak shape of my life before going out there.
Yeah. See, that again, that's why I said like I put respect in you, because you're saying like you want to challenge yourself, and I'm just like, I just give myself a fail. I'm not. That's okay.
I'm good, actually.
But yeah, okay, that's so cool. But hopefully, maybe you get the call again and you get a chance to do it over.
Yeah, I would love to. I was in the game 7 days and I lost 10 pounds. So I was like, okay, I know what I need to do next time. I need a rapid 10 pounds off. Just peak stress, only eat coconut.
Yeah. Coconut diet. I think Taj, when she was on Survivor, she was like, I only came here to lose weight. So.
Yeah.
So, okay. Our little show, it's not little anymore because now it's on Peacock. My fingers are
Mm-hmm.
crossed that they get the respect that they deserve, is now on Peacock. And I think we're all in the same boat. I don't think there's anyone who doesn't like these upgrades that we've seen so far in 3 episodes. Can you share with us like where you stand right now on just based on the first 4 episodes that have dropped? What do you like? What do you don't like?
I've seen mixed reviews, right?
Okay.
We have an awesome Facebook community over
Mm-hmm.
at a Perfect Match podcast over on
Mm-hmm.
Facebook. And I've seen the back and forth. I've seen people missing the theme song. I didn't even recognize we didn't have it until I like was on the 3rd episode. I said, "Oh shoot, they are not saying it's all or nothing." Like
Yeah.
that's completely cut.
Yeah.
And then some people miss like the lead up before we start talking about what you want in your significant other, because it's like
Mm-hmm.
we get to know more about the person,
Mm-hmm.
which I felt like we were getting that journey. Like I
Mm-hmm.
enjoy continuing to learn more about the people as we're on the honeymoon.
Yeah.
Like I don't need all the context about the version of you want us to know.
Yeah.
And I felt
Mhm.
like we got so much of that, the version they wanted to present to ourselves. And then it just a lot of times in the past, it hasn't matched up to the person that they actually are. Like they
Yeah.
have a shorter temper than they would reveal
Yeah.
or whatever. And so I'm happy to just kind of watch them show us who they are, as
Yeah.
opposed to all the talking heads and all the lead up. And it all was kind of like, let's get to it in the past.
Yes.
So I feel like in the past we were spoiled a little bit in
Mhm.
getting all this excessive information. So now it's kind of like some people miss it, but I am okay with getting rid of the fluff so
Yeah.
that we can get to it. Because the purpose of the show is not building up all these characters so we truly know who that person is. No, we want to see the couple's dynamic. Like
Mhm.
I've always wanted to push through the wedding so we can start getting into them interacting.
Yeah. Yeah. Get to the
Instead of
mess.
let's get to it.
Yeah, I agree. I think I said on the previous episode, the only thing I wish they did was keep it consistent, because I think for like, who was it that they asked, what is it that you like? Josh? And he was like, I like them petite, I like them thin, or
Mhm.
whatever. I want to know what their physical types are. So I
Yeah.
wish all of them had said it, and we'll talk more about it for your favorite couple, Will and Brittany. So because my problem with them right now is I don't know if they're attracted to each other. I just can't tell. And I want to know what he said his type was. And I
Yes.
want to know what her type is. So I think if they kept that consistent, ask them the same things. Like in terms of characteristics, like you said, they don't know. They know how they see themselves. It's not really
Right.
how it is. But physically, at least that we can pinpoint and we can work on that. And then I know how to adjust my expectations when they're walking down the aisle. Does she
Exactly.
want them bald? Does she want them not?
Yes,
That
those
part,
key
yes.
characteristics.
Yes.
That's the game changer. Like when I think she said she wanted him to have, was it her that said she wanted him to have muscles?
Yes, to
Okay.
hold on to, yeah, and tall.
Yes,
Yes.
to be able
Mhm.
to like hold on to her.
Yeah.
And then they show him. I was like, oh, that could go either way, depending on like,
Yes.
I don't know if she would like look at him and that would be her first impression.
Yeah.
And so because I really did want to know it with our golden couples. Like I wasn't sure what their physical types were.
Mhm.
And then it's just like, okay, we kind of get to see it with the reaction, but then, mainly with Chad, I wasn't sure.
Yes.
We don't really know if Chad has a type.
Yes.
Fourth marriage, he could be switching things up.
Yes.
So really didn't know especially if you're going to go as far as to show like with Belinda, you show her say, well, I really hope he likes a woman with some meat on her bones.
Mhm.
Go right back to showing Chad what he
Mhm.
does like,
Yep.
right? Because it kind of will help with those initial like reading and getting a pulse on if even the attraction is there, because the
Yep.
attraction can be there,
Yep.
as we see with one couple, and then the chemistry and everything else
Everything
is
else.
not.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's my thing, is just keep that consistent and let us know that. But
Yeah.
okay, we'll go couple by couple and start with a golden couple, Jalen and Josh. Do you love them as much as I do? Well, more Jalen than Josh.
Right. I really liked them at the beginning. Like,
Yeah.
I really liked their initial chemistry. I love that they got just this unheard of experience of getting this major event as
Mhm.
on their day 2 of marriage, getting to
Mhm.
go to this wedding together, which is already a big event.
Yeah.
Like, me and my girlfriend just went to our first wedding together a year in. And it was like, it was so great because it was like, oh my gosh, this is a nice experience together. But for them to get that day 2 and it's already going, like, it already just like ignited so much within them. The
Yeah.
fact that, they consummated that night.
Yeah.
I think it was like, okay, feelings are at an all-time high. I really do like them. I think we're getting so much of her personality, so much
Mhm.
of what she likes and dislikes. I really want to see that more of him. Like, I
Yeah.
want to see less of him catering to what she does like and dislike,
Yeah.
and more of like, okay, what makes Josh Josh?
Yeah.
Because I know he's smitten. I know he's attracted to her. I know he's like just like at an all-time high right now. And of
Mhm.
course, I feel like we'll get there when they get back and stuff. But if it really feels like even through episode 4 is like it's all about her resistance to the outdoors, right? And so
Yeah.
and him kind of like, all right, let's see what she can handle. Let's see what can't handle. Let me give her this experience. It's very much so catering to her at this moment, which he does seem willing,
Yeah.
but I just, what is Josh like?
Yeah. Yeah. He's a lover boy, but
He
I
is.
think I'm just wary about him. I have no facts, no anything, but there's just something about Josh where we don't know the true him yet. Like you're
Yeah.
saying, we don't
Hmm.
know anything about him, but I still feel like whatever he's putting forth is still his best self. And I just think his not best self is going to be side eye worthy. And that's
Yeah, see,
what I'm
that's
worried about.
hilarious. Because yeah, so Jason and I, we put out our recap of episodes 1 through 4,
Mhm.
and we went a little overboard,
Mhm.
2 hours and 45 minutes. Like, we literally could talk about one episode for 2 hours, so
Yeah.
we really limited ourselves. But Jason had a similar thought. He was
Yeah.
just like, I don't know what he's capable of. Like, he was getting almost like Love Is Blind Nick vibes, but I was like, that's also based on nothing. Like, we don't know that he would actually react that way, but it's I
Mhm.
think we're at this place of like anything's possible, and
Yes.
because they haven't had their first conflict, we don't know
Yeah.
how he will react. So it's one
Yes.
of those like, okay, expect the worst, and then once we get better, it's gonna be like, oh, that was a pleasant surprise.
Yes, that is true. It's like playing traders. We have
Yeah,
nothing. We're
yeah,
just you look like a trader.
yeah, exactly.
But I think for Josh, it's his what did I say it was in episode 1? I think I said his rigidity is
Mm-hmm.
what I think is somewhere there. I
Yeah,
think when he was just and I think it's from his upbringing. We haven't heard so much more, but he told us the basics of, his mom being in prison, him being let down all the time, and then just he met his dad and was like, "Nope, you're not coming to my wedding. That's just it. Sign this. I'm a businessman." There's something there that I could be off base, but that's what's making me wary about him. But on
yeah,
paper, so far, so good. He seems
yes,
excited about her. Like, who doesn't want their partner to be excited about them? And, I'm still getting used to the point that we're on Peacock now and we go straight to pillow talk because the couples just met. Where's no
yeah,
faffing around. They just go in there and they're like, oh, it's nice to see all the couples. I'm like, okay, we're in this. And then they
right.
start ranking them. And Asia, I don't know what these rankings are. I don't know how Megan and Derek are their favorites because what am I missing?
I'm sorry. If I get on national television and I rank my mom as second to last,
That's crazy.
I don't care what you think the vibes are. I am the top couple for you. I was
Yes.
like, dang, that's tough that, like, they rank the Belinda and Chad is second to last.
Yeah.
And maybe I think with Megan and Derek, because Megan kind of gives nothing, like she is just like, I feel like she's in terms of like her who she is as a person outside of this relationship. She
Hmm.
told us, like, we get it, like she's a businesswoman, like she is about her, like she is very independent, she has
Yeah.
established herself in a career, she is trying to be on the right track, got a life coach, but then in this relationship she's like could give two hoots what Derek has got going on, right? And so I think they look good together, which is blinding for the other couples. They're just like, oh my gosh, they look so good together.
Yeah.
They've got to be hitting it off. Like, there's no way they're not.
Yeah.
So I think it's just like very limited interaction. They're like, oh, those two, they look like this like beautiful couple.
Yeah, that's true. And an episode 3 recap, Michael did mention that he feels like all the couples are on equal ranking in terms of their looks, I guess, and physical attraction for both of them. And I think Megan and Derek, like, it's true. You look at them and they're this couple, but there's resting bitch face, and Megan gives me resting blank face. It's just,
Yes.
what are you feeling? Are you happy? Are you excited? Even when she was mad later on when we talk about it, I feel like it was still the same thing. And I just want to know what Jalen saw, I guess is what it is. Because they're just like, oh, they have so much chemistry. They show signs of being very into each other. And I'm like, the producers flashed through an awkward scene of both of them, Derek and Megan, just staring at each other at the pool. I'm like, okay, they're with us too. So
exactly. I mean, it's because it's just like, I think if with that mentality, if all the couples are on a even playing field, even if he's just talking like looks wise, but everybody comes in on a baseline, and then you're like, okay, unless you see something alarming, then you're like, oh, then it's not going to work for them. But if you're like, I don't see any red flags there.
Yeah.
They're not really like, they're not getting the view that we're getting. They're not getting that paddleboard date, so they're not seeing the dinner conversations of her, like, just, okay, we're here. But I think it was just the beauty of the two of them together is what blinded them in this situation. But the fact that, where did they rate Rhonda and Patrick?
Third.
Okay.
Yeah. They put them third. But again, that's just all physical chemistry too. So
yes.
They rank Will and Britt last because they didn't see a lot of physical chemistry between them. I mean, I feel the same way, but I got mad that they ranked them last. Like, you don't get to rank them last. Like, come on. Like, what? Irrational, but ha. That's my truth. Because the most chemistry I saw of them was on the plane. I saw that they were making out in the seats, and I was like, okay, there's something there. Like, okay, let's keep it going.
That also, that I know that was literally like 2 seconds, right?
Yeah.
But even from that small clip we got, I was like, that looked initiated by her. Like, it seemed like she was the one. It's like that the straight line leaning test.
Yeah.
It felt like Brittany's the one leaning in. And so it's kind of like, I wonder, was he also initiating this type of like physical intimacy leading up to this honeymoon? Because that moment looked great, but then it was also like, okay, was that, we know that she's very attracted to him, and we know that he says that she's caught his eye. But he also doesn't seem like, just his overall demeanor, everything that we've learned about him so far, he's not the type to just be like, he doesn't seem like he would be publicly overly affectionate in front of other people. So maybe they just, like, out of everybody, they're like, they look like two friends.
Yeah, based on, again, jumping all around, what we see eventually with him just even saying, like, I'm not going after her, she knows where I am. That feels like what he would do. Like, and then if he does go ahead with the physical, he's like, it's what you want, sure. It's not gonna hurt me. I'll go ahead with it. So we have a kind of basic understanding of Will. I hope he proves us wrong. I am not optimistic about that.
I have zero hopes.
Ooh, it's gonna be tough. Brittany, after the conversation they had where she said she's not going to let the whole situation ruin the rest of their time here, he's like, well, even if he does, we'll have the same conversation tomorrow till it gets better.
That
Brittany's
was
like,
awful. No. The way I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That was, in that moment, I was like, they are missing each other completely. Like, he did not resonate. Like, it did not resonate with him. But that genuinely hurt her. Like, this whole night before, we got the dramatic music. That situation hurt her feelings.
Yeah.
And he did not realize that he was the offender in this situation. She felt offended. She was expressing that concern. And he's just kind of like, hey, it happened. Like, we can just talk about it again. What? You, like, there is no, even as she's expressing this, and she's expressing, like, I had an ex.
Yeah.
That like literally jump to breaking up with me because we got into an argument. And he's just like, just blank face. Like
Yeah.
him and Megan are just cut from the same cloth. They not gonna show no type of emotion on their face, no acknowledgement that they've heard what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like Rhonda would be shook
Yeah.
if she was having a conversation with either of them. Like she's like, you can read everything on Rhonda's face. But like, man, Will, he's just like, and I know that has to be frustrating for Brittany. Like she just wants to be in this moment. She doesn't need him to have the perfect answer, perfect response, or whatever. She just needs to know that he hears her, and he's not even making that known.
And this is where, even though I don't miss like the matchmaking special and all of that, maybe this would have given us insight. How much did the experts pick up on this?
Right.
He has been this way with his friends. With his friends, he was joking, so you didn't really pick up on it fully. But hindsight, we can see it on there, how he's very like direct. And he clearly processes things differently because, again, we're jumping all the way there. But the wildfire responding to that was crazy. Crazy. Like,
I was like, I think I audibly was like, oh my gosh, no, you did not just respond to that.
Yes. So, I don't know. So I don't know how they missed that or if they didn't, but that's a whole other aspect that maybe they were like, it's fine. And maybe she said, I want to be on Jeopardy. And you know, the experts, you give them one line.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
He is verbose. So we gotta, we gotta give her him.
Gotta give her him. So that's where they are on that. Josh is into the outdoors. This is the first of many. We're gonna hear that he's very into the outdoors, but just like her mama, Jalen is like, I'm not into it. I'm a girly girl, but I'm willing to try.
The fact that she's willing to try.
Yeah.
I was like, there are individuals I really like. I really like I really like, I keep want to call her Jacqueline. I really like Jalen.
Yeah.
I really like Brittany.
Yeah.
I really like Rhonda.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and then I like Belinda as an extension of Jalen.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Jalen is showing way more personality at this point than we have seen from Belinda at this point, at least.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then I think I like Derek. So, like, if I had to pick one person, like, I feel like we'll get there when we get to their scene, their paddleboarding scene. But I feel like it's one of those situations where if he had been paired with someone else, it kind of makes me think of like Gina and Clint.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked Clint as an individual, and I felt like he really could have thrived if he was matched with someone who was on his who would have been a better match for him.
Yeah.
Like we would have seen more of the good side of Clint if he were like in love, right?
Yeah.
And I get shades of that with Derek for some reason.
I'm trying to think about it. Like, I didn't think about that angle because I'm still in my disappointment of Derek is not living up to what I thought he was from his intro package. I thought the man was like, go, go, go. And then we see him here and he's like, blah. And I'm like, is she bringing him down or is this just him? Because even with Clint, even though he was with Gina, he was still Clint. He was still bubbly. He was still out there. And Derek is still just... He's trying, but I'm still bored.
I know. The problem is I think he's walking on eggshells because he's trying to navigate this relationship. And that's the only context we're getting him at this point.
Yeah.
Is him trying to navigate how to proceed in this while trying to read her.
Yeah.
And she's like, so that's kind of, I mean, and that could be him. Yeah. But within these first four episodes, that's kind of like where I'm at so far and thinking that like she's kind of like not sucking the life out of him, but she's kind of like she's dulling his shine at this moment.
Okay, that's fair. Because, you know, like the experts always like to say, oh, you need a woman who can bring it out of you. Well, she's taking it away.
Yeah, she's taking it away.
Josh segues into Burning Man. Josh and the segues, like he went from whatever they were talking about to a post-nup.
Yes.
And now they were talking about the outdoors. He's talking about Burning Man. I don't think I have any reaction to this because I'm just okay.
And we talked about this too on A Perfect Match. Is like sometimes there are things you can just do without your partner. Like, I don't think it should be a deal breaker that
Yeah.
she doesn't want to do Burning Man.
Yeah.
Maybe go once, and
Mm-hmm.
if she hates it, which she might, is outdoors, camping situation. Like, maybe try going camping. Like,
Yeah.
this sounds like a very intense experience to break someone into who already
Yeah.
doesn't like the outdoors. So it might be something they try once together, then he continues to do it with a friend.
Yeah.
But I hope it's not one of those things where he's like, oh, if we go do this and she doesn't like it, like, what does that mean for us?
Mm-hmm. I don't want to armchair diagnose the man, but I keep seeing parallels between maybe his mom not being around and then recreating that closeness with like his wife or his partner. And that's why he always wants to do everything together, always wants to be touchy because it's something he didn't have. I mean, he had his grandma, but he didn't
Mm-hmm.
have it growing up. And you can go to Burning Man and she can go get burnt. It's okay. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean you're breaking up.
Right.
Like she'll be here waiting for you when you come back. So,
Mm-hmm.
she says it again. I'm not an outdoorsy girl. Like, what if this is not my thing? But
Yeah.
he wasn't kidding when he said he was affectionate. He is always touching, kissing, something to that effect. Um, I don't know what they're watching. He takes her on a thing, which is why I'm happy that she's trying
Me too.
because I don't know what it's called, but when they went up on the wildlife, I don't know, they were just
Yeah.
watching
Yeah.
wildlife. She's not happy, but it's one of those things where, when the monkey came and took the food from it,
Yes.
it was just a pretty cool experience, and if you had closed your mind to it, you
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't get to do it. So
Right.
that's how what they mean when they say like your partner opens up a new world to you, and at least she was willing to try. So I liked seeing that. Then he was taking her to the top of the rainforest. At that point, I'm like, okay, now you're doing too much. Can we do something she likes? This is like Madison and
This is
Alan.
the
We're always doing what?
Yes. I said, dang, how are we here again?
Yes.
But I think he did make up for it by
Yes.
replacing her ring. And I was like, okay, that was a good ending. That was a good surprise. Because
Yes.
he broke it just like he broke like you said, like the
This,
post-snap news. I was like, what is
yes.
he about to say?
Yes. He was like, there's something that's been bothering me. I think I had like tweeted or something like, again with the segue. Then I had to delete it because because I was like, what is bothering you? Why are you telling her at the rainforest? She could push you down.
Yes.
Like, wait. But I was ready to cuss him out. But like you said, got her not a ring. It was a rock. That
Yeah,
was a
rock.
rock.
Yes.
And he's like, I like to have nice things, and you need to have nice things too. And Jalen is like, say less. Put
Mm-hmm.
that on me. So
Right. Yes. I don't care how high we are. I don't care what canal that is I'm looking at.
Yeah.
She was very happy about that. But like when they were going up and they were
Mhm.
on that little cart, I was like, oh my gosh. Like I love doing that because
Mhm.
I love outdoors.
Yeah.
But I was like, I wouldn't subject someone to that who's just like, I don't like the outdoors. Like that's an intent. Like that's
Yeah.
scary for people who even like the outdoors. Like your
Mhm.
feet are swinging, you're hung by just a string above you, just this
Mhm.
line taking you up. So it's like, I do give her a lot of props for
I agree.
actually doing this and opening up her mind to it, which
Yeah.
I feel like this couple is really, they exemplify like two people who really came into this wanting marriage.
Yes.
It's not like, oh, I came into this looking for a specific thing, and if I didn't get it, I'm done.
Yes.
And so I feel like I'm really proud of this couple so far and just
Yes.
how they've approached the experiment, because they show signs of people that could make it work.
Yes. I agree with you 100%. I'm just glad it worked out for her, because what if he wasn't proposing? What would have been her reaction?
I
We'll
know.
never know.
Never know. He's like,
We'll
I
never
actually
know.
have a Burning Man ticket for next year. This is your second one. We're lining it up. Lining up.
All right, we'll take a quick break and we'll be back to talk about Megan and Derek.
After the holidays, there's so much to clean up and get ready for the coming year. This leaves me exhausted and a lot of things falling off my to-do list. It's time to lock in, and Omaha Steaks delivers everything you crave to reset after the holidays. An order from them means having high-quality Omaha Steaks on hand at all times. I'm a big meat lover myself, and I always go with medium rare. But there's also plenty of poultry and other options available. Omaha Steaks offers unrivaled quality and variety, and every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee. A family-owned company with over 100 years of expertise in the meat industry. Let Omaha Steaks deliver high-quality proteins right to your door. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide during their end-of-season sale. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code YUM at checkout. That's OMAHA steaks.com, promo code YUM. Terms apply. See site for details. Go to www.omahasteaks.com to get 50% off site-wide during their end-of-season sale. And use promo code YUM at checkout for an extra $35 off. Minimum purchase may apply. Thanks to Omaha Steaks for sponsoring us.
And we're back. These people with the two N's and the two R's.
Right.
We're seeing yet another awkward conversation with them. They're by the pool. They're talking about tying cherry stems with their tongue. Do you like papaya? Like, oh my God,
We
stop.
get, we get a peacock name drop. I was like, okay.
I rewound just to see if it was one of those things that they dropped in, but because
Yeah.
at the time they filmed it, I don't think they knew it was still like Lifetime, but no, it was a peacock
Yeah.
drop. So she brings up like being independent for so long and sharing that it's going to be weird for her to share her spending purchases. And she's like, I have Amazon packages daily. I get free ice for my ice baths. And Derek is just staring at her saying nothing. I'm like, okay. Then she's like, she likes that, they're keeping things light for the honeymoon. They have the rest of their lives to be deep. And it's the honeymoon that's supposed to be enjoyable. Now, Aysha, she is right.
Listen, she's right.
She's right.
She's right, but she's right in that the honeymoon is to be enjoyable. But I think what I was reading into more here is like him not saying nothing when she's saying all these things.
Yeah.
He's already in his mind like, we keep talking about her. We keep talking about her. Like
Yeah.
we're not, there's no reciprocation here at this point.
Yeah.
Like he's just like, it's almost like he's looking at her like, is there any interest on her end in learning about me? Because anyone can talk about themselves all day, every day.
Yeah.
But I think it was like in this moment, okay, I'm recognizing that she's not having any interest in me. And I think there's a way, I mean, obviously there's a way to do it to get to know each other while having fun.
Yes.
The kind of fun they're having is like you go on a group trip with like a bunch of like mutual friends and like, oh, there's somebody that I'm gonna hang out with here and probably not gonna see them again when we get back. So we're having light fun. Like, we just yeah, you can have fun experiencing things, but he's like, this is my wife. Like I would hope to continue to get to know her. We don't have to talk about like, hey, let's get into like the political climate happening back in the US. But let's talk about each other's favorite foods. Like there are lighter things to talk about to get to know each other. And I think she just leaned too heavily on the light and airy side.
Yeah, I agree. I was with her, but this was because I hadn't seen what was to come.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh yeah, keep things light. But every time they say this, I keep wondering, like, I don't know if they realize you are in a unique situation. You just met this person that's kind of like 8 weeks and you have to get to know them. But even if you are not married, if you're in a situation where, let's say you go on a retreat, a trip or whatever, and you meet new people, you get to know them. Like, it's not this out of the world thing to just get to know someone like, oh, do you do this? Are you allergic? It comes up naturally because there's just certain human interactions that you have a conversation.
Yeah.
So I think he's just like, really? You're not going to ask one thing?
Right.
At least?
Exactly. It's like, there's no, I mean, even the ice bath, he does do ice baths. So it seems like that could have been a back and forth exchange. But it's like, at this point, does she even know that? Because she was just like, oh, I'm focusing on the fact that I get this free ice from these brothers.
The Ice Brothers.
Yeah, the Ice Brothers. And so it's just like, and I also do take pause too when people feel like getting deep is not fun. Like, I think getting deep does not have to be this terrifying thing.
Yeah.
It's like the amount you can learn about another person.
Yes.
And is like infinite,
Yes.
And so the fact that this is your spouse and you can get to know them on such a deeper level, like that can be fun for people.
Yeah.
But it's like, I would think it's a red flag to think, oh, getting
Mm.
deep is not fun.
Yeah. I completely
getting deep
agree.
does not have to involve diving into conflict. Like they're not one and the same. And it feels like Megan feels that way. And it could be could be tied to this strict mom she has. Then that
That's
dynamic.
true. That is true. Yeah, so I mean, they get into the water, they are affectionate, they're kissing in each other. I'm watching what I think is a dull conversation. They have a confessional, and she's like, my favorite part about us is our banter. And I'm like, ah, again, I missed it. They start talking about how they're going to handle their daily lives, about being comfortable, how he handled the passports when they were traveling. And like, she's like, I like giving up control in my personal life. And then I think I see Derek waiting for more, but that was it. Then he goes, I want the lead role in the personal and the work. And she's like, I'm fine with that. Then he goes, so when you drive in the car and in the passenger seat, are you a passenger driver? And Aysha, just make it stop. I don't want it. Take it away.
Like if you're in an auditorium, like you walk in, are you sitting on the edge or are you going to sit in like the middle?
I mean, what about her gift passenger? She's probably just in her own world, like just thinking about what she's going to do for lunch. And then she chokes on her food. And this man she says it's spicy. He was like, how do you feel about spice?
Yeah. He's like, oh, segue. I can get to know about your taste preferences.
Oh my God.
Let's talk about spicy food.
Well, he says that he's the only one, asking all the questions, and she isn't asking any of the questions. And he's trying to figure out if conversations will always be this tough or if they're just keeping it light. And I was like, you guys need to figure it out. Please figure it out. I can't do this anymore. I'll talk about their paddleboarding now. They go paddleboarding, and this is after the meetup is coming after, but I think Pat had given him advice, like, you got to talk about it because you can't keep it up you'll be resentful of that. He tentatively brings it up, says it as gently and nicely, I think, compared to things that we've seen before.
Look,
says
he had the exact way that someone who was mature handled the situation. So he's like, perfect. If I can handle it in a way to get her just like how Patrick feels in this moment, then this is great. I feel like I don't know if he went wrong doing it on the paddleboard. I
don't think he mattered.
In the middle of the that's so true. I don't think it did matter. I don't think it mattered. But in the middle of the paddleboarding activity, cameras are far, right? Because they're not close to them. They are mic'd up. It feels semi-private, as private as you can while being on this show. And I just felt like his approach was great. He wasn't accusatory. He showed how it could benefit the both of them. He's like, I want to get to know you 100%. And that's like conflict 101. You focus on the I, you leave out the you focus on the we. And the fact that she just completely felt ambushed was on me.
Yeah, he's like, I'm hitting a wall, like with questions. I haven't been able to give more of my background. And she's like, are you saying you're doing it and I'm not? Because I don't think that's true. And she's like, I feel the same way. You're not asking questions. And I'm like, oh Lord, this is not gonna go well. She was like he's like, okay, for example, what? And she's like, I don't know what you do for a living. Ask. Like, that's the most basic, like even at the champagne chat, after they get married, Will and Brittany did that. What do you do?
Right.
What do you mean you don't know? That's a failing on your part, honestly.
That's on her. And because how do you say, and like you just said, how do you say in one breath, you don't ask me questions, to the next breath being, you don't volunteer information? Those are not one and the same. And you're just being super defensive in this moment when it's like, wait, let's back up. He wasn't trying to start a fight.
Yeah. She's like, I thought we were just enjoying the moment. And he's like, we are. I mean, it's fair what you're saying, but I don't want you to be defensive. And then she says, I feel ambushed. I was like, ma'am, do you know what ambushed means? Your husband is trying to have a conversation with you. But I think it goes back to, I forgot about her mom. So you brought that up, and I think it's just mommy issues. I think her mom looks like the kind that just criticized her all through. And she's feeling like, my partner is criticizing me. And I'm like, he's just bringing attention. It's just conflict. It's just conversation. It's, again, not the end of the world. But she is very upset, needs a second to breathe, is very aggravated. And she said she's one of those people who freezes up and wants to be alone. And this is my huge pet peeve
Oh,
on this show. Why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you here?
you're like you like literally you're sitting up here very self-aware that you put up walls.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, okay, great. Like you know that. Like you close off to when there's any sign of conflict or any sign of needing to handle conflict resolution.
Mm-hmm.
You know you put up a wall.
Yeah.
The fact that you're trying to do that a few days into this marriage, when
Mm-hmm.
that was not even like he handled it better than Rhonda did.
Yeah.
Like he said it in this way that it was just like there's no way she could misconstrue what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, okay, girl, why are you what has happened? Like obviously they need to get to the root of
Of
why
what?
she feels this way about conflict. But if
Mhm.
she's putting up a wall, how does he navigate this from here?
How did she plan to navigate a marriage? Like, did she think it was going to be kept light the whole time? Like,
Yeah.
even when you go deep, you are going to hit a wall because you guys don't know each other. So, how did you plan to navigate? Like, okay, I think we need the experts. I've always said this during the honeymoon, I
Yes,
need an expert to
please.
go on vacation and just have a good time. But when they need you, come on there.
Yep.
And I want them to ask. I can see Dr. Pierre in my mind saying, how would you have preferred for Derek to bring this up to you? And I want her to say it to see what she's going to say. And I feel
Yeah.
like she's going to be an I don't know person. Another pet peeve of mine when people are always like, I don't know, I don't know. It's
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay.
so,
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Cause like even if like I can relate it to Survivor,
yeah.
like when you get voted out and you're
Mm-hmm.
Ponderosa, the therapist is there. Like,
Mm,
and that was like so crucial for me because it
okay.
was like I talked to her endlessly because it was like, oh, she's
Oh,
here. This is like
yes.
right. We get to deal with it now. I feel like this honeymoon is like a Ponderosa
Yeah.
and they have to like this is honeymoon them. If
Yeah.
you have conflict in this
Mm-hmm.
beautiful space and this you're supposed to be vacation you and y'all still have managed to have conflict, it's
Yeah.
only going to get worse when you get back to day-to-day life. And
Yes.
so if one expert was able to be there
Mm-hmm.
on call, that would be amazing. It's only a
Yeah.
few days.
Yes.
Boy, and it's a vacation that they
Hey.
get to work. Like
Yes.
you don't need all three. Just one expert on call. And if they go and they're not needed, great. That
Yeah.
means that these 5 couples are doing amazing. But that never happens. It
Yeah.
always is the case that at least one couple can benefit from having an in-person conversation with the experts like right then and there.
I vote Dr. Pepper because I've been saying this for the last few seasons that I love Dr. Pepper, but I kind of feel like she's a little checked out, and
Oh,
so Pastor
yeah.
Cal and Dr. Pierre do the heavy lifting during the season, so she can front load her part, go on vacation, and be there for them when they need you. But not to digress, I think what you just said about Survivor is another point for me where I'm just like, stop doing the finale right after the vote. It's too much for
Mhm.
the people who just lost.
Yeah, way too
I'm sad
much.
for them. I can't imagine how they feel right after and you have to ask questions about why you lost.
This
So
immediate, like, you immediately have to process without
yeah,
talking to anyone else, without
yeah,
understanding the jury's mindset, like,
yeah,
especially when you go in thinking like, "Oh, this might be close," and then
yeah,
you get, like, 1 vote, and it's like, "What the
yeah.
heck?" Or you get no votes.
No
Like,
votes. Yeah,
that's way too much to process.
yeah. With no family around or anything. But
Mhm,
yeah, whole
exactly.
different conversation. Okay.
Yeah.
Um Rhonda and Pat, you said you liked Rhonda. I like Rhonda. No, I really
Okay,
like
okay, okay.
Rhonda.
I was like, "Wait," you're like, "I disagree."
No, no, no. I like Rhonda. I feel like if I knew Rhonda in my life, I would probably get annoyed at some point. But watching her, I appreciate Rhonda. I like that 63 doesn't mean you're dead. Like 63 doesn't mean like you should just, oh, that's it. Like she's
That's a
full of
wrap.
life
Yeah.
and she's doing all that. And one of my favorite things around on Pat at the wedding was when she was walking around, dancing around bare feet, and her daughter's like, oh my God, he's going to be so embarrassed. And he took off his shoes and just ran around.
Yes.
Like, I love that. Like, we're all different people, different flavors, and just that acceptance. So I like Rhonda. It's just how long are we going to go on with this Rhonda before it comes a lot? But they're talking about movie genres, and he's wearing a Just Married So Far So Good t-shirt that I thought was cute. And Pat is enjoying the banter. He says that's what he's been missing, but he sure has been missing it because he's bantering about himself And he
Yes.
starts talking and never stops, and they do like this montage
When they
thing.
did that, I said, "Oh, that's what we're getting into." 'Cause I thought so far so good. Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't until it wasn't until she brought up that her house had been robbed before
Mhm.
that I noticed it. But
Yeah.
then before that, to even just give us the montage of him talking, I was like, okay, he's either really nervous and just excited to
Yeah.
really be talking to her,
Yeah.
or he's focusing too much on himself.
Yeah. But it was very, that's crazy. The way you see yourself is not how others are going to see you, because her really talking about, oh, I leave my lights on because my house got broken into. You would think the natural thing is, oh my God,
What?
like,
Let's talk about
was it bad?
that.
Are you okay? Or that. And this
Yeah.
man just cut her off to talk about cheese.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure it was good cheese, but yeah. Speaking of, have you been to Panama? I just
I
remembered just
haven't. No.
okay. I
Have you?
remembered your Yes, I have. It's
Okay.
actually pretty nice. I remembered your story of Love is Blind when they went to the snowmobile
Oh
and
yeah.
Jason was giving you a hard time, like,
I'm like,
and you're like, I forgot, but I remember. And I was like,
I was like, why does that little house look so familiar? I went straight to my camera roll and I was like, oh my gosh, I've been there. I've been inside of there.
yeah,
I am very glad that they're in Austin. I went to UT Austin. And so I'm very excited to see, like, once they're back, am I
yeah,
gonna recognize anything?
yes,
I mean, it's been I was in college 12 years ago. So Austin has definitely changed a lot.
yes.
But I think it'll be still cool because Love is Blind Austin. There were a couple times I recognized things. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's always fun when they shoot in the city that you're in, and I'm always like
Mm-hmm.
taking down like the restaurants and try to,
Yes.
and like for the housewives, like when they're here, I try to go to whatever businesses they have, and it's always like
Yeah.
fun to go visit those places. But
Yeah.
anyways, I guess the cheese was really good in Panama. So so
Yeah.
Rhonda says she's finding out that he's a great sharer, but doesn't stop and inquire about her. There's no follow-up question, and she's wondering if he's even hearing what she's saying. So she asks him, "What have you learned about me?" And
Mm.
he's like, he could have saved himself here, but he's like, nothing leaps to mind. I'm like, oof.
Oh, like, goodness. That, like, you even just like, and I'm not a big supporter of just telling somebody what they want to hear.
Yes.
But I think, I mean, obviously in the nature of podcasting, it's never like you stop talking and your guest is just like, yeah. It probably, like, you just always have something to say. Like, no
Yes.
matter, even if it was a scene you didn't care about, we're going to talk about it, right? And
Yeah.
so it feels like, and maybe I've carried that into my normal life. So it's like,
hmm
oh, it just, you always keep it going. It's like constant, like, not improv, but I feel like in that moment, she's not looking for him to say, oh, nothing. She genuinely wants to know, is
Yeah.
there something that he like has learned?
Yeah. About her.
And that's surprising. There's no way that there's nothing he's learned about her that's not surprising. It
Yeah.
has to be one or two things.
Well, I was actually thinking that she was laying up the conversation. She was so confident he was going to say nothing, and then
Yeah,
she was
she
going to
was.
drop her point and was like,
Yeah.
aha. And then she's like, we have an amazing connection,
Mm-hmm.
and, we are going to have a fan-fucking-tastic adventure. But she wants to bring awareness to him that it doesn't come across that he has any interest in her life. And I'm like, you know what? Well done, Rhonda. Like, she started with something nice because she kissed him first and was like, oh, give me a
Mm-hmm.
kiss, and then made her point and gave a specific example. And I'm like, with age comes maturity.
Yeah.
And she tells him about the story this morning about being robbed. And normally people are like, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
And he says, when we're in a pregnant pause, I like to feel it. And she's like, that's different though. And I'm like, yes, Rhonda, yes.
It's
Like,
different.
call him out. She was like, you can talk, but why not ask questions about me instead of talking about yourself? And he's like, I mean, I think I asked you questions, but maybe not to the level that you. She's like, that statement sounds
Mm-mm.
like you're defending yourself. I
Yep.
don't want you to. I'm just pointing out, I'm not criticizing you, just pointing out that I want you to be interested in me and you are not showing it, which is great because she's not saying, I don't think you're not interested in me.
Right.
You're
You're
not
just not
showing.
showing me that you are.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, this is masterclass. That was great.
Yeah.
So
Look at the wisdom
look at
that
it.
happens when you get more mature couples on these seasons. And it's like there has not been this consistent issue in previous seasons. Like, it's not like they knew, when they go on the honeymoon, somebody's going to be more interested in themselves.
Yeah.
They literally got it in multiple couples.
Yes.
And we see the direct comparison. Like, if there was a way they could have edited this to just go back and forth and show, like, this is what people in their 30s, this is how they handle, this is what people in their 60s, this is how they handle it.
Yeah.
That would have been beautiful. But the fact that we are able to see it here in one episode, just to see how the difference in how, like, maturity plays a part in, and not even just maturity in age, but obviously maturity in relationships. Like, he was in a marriage for 30 years. Like, there, with Megan, she doesn't have that relationship, maturity in relationships.
Yeah.
But then obviously we see it in age and just how she responds to it and how Patrick responds to it. I was just like, that's just beautiful.
I was going to say Patrick too. Like, the way he could have just been like, oh, I don't like the way, like, well, who was it? Was it Jordan in Love is Blind when Sparkle Megan says something and he's like, I don't like the way you say it. It's aggressive. Why don't you? I'm like, ugh, focus on the message. Like,
right.
Focus.
Exactly. Why are you so you're that really grinded my gears.
So he says that he's hugely interested in her, and she goes, okay, so then let's ask questions. And then he cuts her off again, and then she points it out and says, you went back to yourself again, you got to come back to me. He's like, oh, I just wanted to banter. And she says, are you upset? Does this make sense? And he's like, no, I'm not upset. You're helping me be present. And then she starts to talk about, her story and gets emotional. He walks through calming her down. And then, he says also, okay, now let's get back to you. And I'm like, ugh, what a scene. What a scene. It was great. So
beautiful.
They go connect with the trees.
They did, literally.
Why did I laugh? Because of Aysha. It's Aysha, guys. I know you can't see it. I was just, saying what they did. They put their hands on the trees. They were connecting with, and then they had a guide too. And then at the end, the guide said, say, I see you. They say it to each other. They kiss. And I believe Pat said, I love you. And she says, I love you too.
I said, I press around.
Pause, rewind. Because
I was trying to find my camera crew from The Office to make eye contact with, because what y'all dropped the I love yous, and it wasn't on accident, because you doubled down to describe what you loved about each other. I said, oh shoot. And there's no nerves, there's no confessional about like, oh, I told him I love him, but I don't know, but like, oh my gosh, they did it.
Yeah, this ain't Lifetime no more.
Yeah.
But so she says, when the lady said, I see you, that she thought of the wedding when he took her hand and stared into her eyes, and she thanks him. And he said, I tied it back to our conversation this morning, like when you were saying that I wasn't seeing you, but you're an amazing person and I see you. Full circle. Amazing.
That's why I love this couple.
Yes.
I think, like, I would say, Rhonda and Pat and Jalen and Josh are kind of like up there. I think Rhonda and Pat are just like number one for me. And a close second is like Jalen and Josh.
Yeah. I'm just enjoying it. We're vets. We know this is all going to go downhill. So be deceived, be fooled, enjoy it all.
I know. I always love living in just ignorant bliss until someone just proves me wrong, which could very well happen the next drop. We don't know. But right now, oh, my heart.
Oh, it's full.
Yes.
All right. There's not much on Belinda and Chad. I want to say that they're a boring couple. Usually the boring couples are the ones that are so in love. But I mean, I have a question for you. What is your theory on how Belinda got recruited? I hate saying that, but cast on the show, I guess.
Yeah. Here's my theory. I don't think it happened in the scene that they show us where Pastor Cal is telling Jalen she made it on the show, and then he's like, oh, let me call your mom. Are you single? You want to come on? I think it was a matter of Jalen applied. They find out early in the casting process that her mom is also single, And it's like one of those things where, oh, like we're thinking of venturing out to, you know, older contestants this season. Let's
Okay.
bring your mom in. And so it was, I feel like her mom had already been in the process by the time he called her to let her know that she's getting married at first sight.
Okay. That was Michael's theory too. And that was what I thought until she had a conversation with Chad. And then she says, he was like, I can't believe we're here. And she's like, oh, I can't believe I'm here too. My daughter applied for the show and here I am. And then I'm like, surely that scene.
No, because I think that still can stand true.
Okay.
Jalen applied and she started going through the casting process, and then her mom was recruited to come in because we did just have Miles on our Patreon, and that's what he said what happened with him and Woody. Woody was in the process, and Woody brought him along to say like, hey, and because Woody had already been going through the process a little bit, brought Miles along. So Miles started going through the process after that.
Okay.
So I still do think it was a recruiting situation where they reached out to her, but I don't think it was a matter of like, oh, we already went through the weeks of casting Jalen and then brought you in.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. One of my hopes is that we keep Kevin Frazier for the reunion.
Oh, yeah.
I really hope so because we did the rewatch, right? And I was going back to when I was doing the list with Jason for the Very Ready Brides, and I went back to season 2, and I can't believe Kevin has been there since season 2. I thought he came much later, but apparently he's been there from the beginning.
Wait, has he not been there since season 1?
He might have been season 1. I didn't go back to check, but I thought he came much later.
Okay.
I don't know why.
No. He's been there for, because we finished a season 1 rewatch back in June on our Patreon.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure like I have notes from Kevin.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm pretty because I don't know why I'm blanking at this moment.
Okay, so he's been there from the beginning.
Yeah. No, yeah. He definitely hosted it.
Okay.
Season 1 as well.
I don't know why I felt like he came way later, but he's a day one person. Okay. Well, I hope we keep him, you know? Like, I don't know what they're gonna do because they're gonna film the reunion. What is it filmed already? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. I don't know.
I try to mute. So I'm all about MAFS fan, but I do mute her when the season starts.
Yeah,
because I'm like way too much. I want to have some integrity in. I mean, because obviously, you know, things cannot be true, like in the rumor mill. But I do always mute her specifically when the season's airing.
Yeah, you have to. Like even listening, like I try to listen to you guys after I've recorded just so it's like your own stuff on there. So I don't want to see who's together, who's not. So
right.
Okay.
I have to do that with Love is Blind. Like before we record, I can't go looking at TikToks and stuff because then I feel like people say things obviously that make you think, and they're like it'll make you rethink your initial thoughts. Like, oh wait, I didn't look at it this way. And so then I'm like, if I'm on the podcast saying it that way, I'm like, oh, I got that from a TikTok. So I always wait until after to go my deep dives on TikToks to see everybody's opinions about stuff.
It's true. It's a thing. They go shopping, Belinda and Chad, that is, and they talk about her taking his last name. And I don't know why I'm worried about his humor because I mentioned like it's too much for me. Like after a while, it's like, can we get it down? But she's on the same wavelength as he is. I mean, she cracks a joke saying, oh, did you say 69 was the magic number for the prize? And they both crack up. And listen, you like it, I love it. They're both happy.
The fact that she had called was at the reception, she had called his joking continuous.
Yes.
I was like, that's the nicest way you could put it because it's just like, dang, okay, let's switch gears and let me see a different side of you. But I think she's kind of learned now, like, okay, that's his joking is his baseline.
Yeah.
So I think she'll recognize like once he gets more serious or they have more serious conversations, she'll know that she's kind of broken through I mean, it's almost like a defense mechanism sometimes that people have just like to joke about everything because it just keeps you from being hurt.
Yeah. And his sister said that you just have to chip through. I wasn't particularly happy about that. Like, okay, she has to do all that work, but it's, you know, it's life. So that's what he does. And also I do like the way he treats her. It's like soft girl type situation. Like he just likes being around her. I think he said his heart is still happy. And I was like, that's so cute to say that, about somebody. And, he took her shopping. But she does say, I don't want you to think that I'm here just for you to buy me things because, he got the
Mhm.
ring, he got the hat, and he's like, well, if I
Mhm.
thought that, I wouldn't buy you things. So,
Yeah.
but
Well,
I don't
see,
know if
I
that's
I
true.
think yeah, I think his love he easily has fallen into, like, I think gift giving is an easy
Hmm.
love language for him to
Hmm.
express. So I think, she is wanting more, like, words of affirmation, more well, I mean, they get there with physical touch, but I think if I think it'll be interesting to see, what that looks like for him, like truly
Yeah.
expressing how he feels about her so she doesn't have to, like, guess. Like, I think at this point she knows he's into her. Like, she didn't have to question,
Yeah.
like, the first few episodes.
Hmm.
But now it's kind of like, okay, how can that turn into just, like, overall romance?
Yes. I think they are an example of keeping things light.
Mhm.
We're
Yeah.
not like so surface. We're just having a good time, but we're hopefully on the same page that when we do go back to Austin, then we start like getting to the nitty gritty of things. But
Mhm.
we know that we like each other. We're expressing that we like each other, and
Yep.
it's just fine right there.
Yeah. Mhm.
All right, it's Brittany and Will time. So,
Oh god. Woo.
Brittany is still in the mood, and they had a couples massage, and he's like, how was it? She's like, well, I thought a couples massage was supposed to be romantic. It wasn't, but I enjoyed the massage.
She said that to him. That was not a confessional.
No, it
She
wasn't.
said, "I am going to be honest and let you know that I felt no romance. I've
But
looked forward
then,
to a couples massage my entire life.
yeah.
Finally got one. No romance."
I think the thing is, Will thinks that he should always have the last word, and sometimes you just need to shut up because even when she said, but I enjoyed
Oh,
the massage, he's like, well, at least I'm glad you got to enjoy that part. You don't need to say that.
this he
Just,
he always has to be. This is the vibe I'm getting from him.
yeah.
He has to be the smartest guy in the room.
Mm-hmm.
He has to have the last word. He
Mm-hmm.
has to be the contrarian, and he has to
Mm-hmm.
be right. It's like I just I don't know. I mean, obviously we're still getting to know him. We're
Yeah, yeah.
still understanding how he navigates relationships and situations, but at every turn it's been that he needs to be right in the situation.
I want to I'm trying to see how delicately I can say this. I agree with what you just said. I think the
Mhm.
problem is I don't think Will thinks there's anything wrong with it because this is how he navigates his life. This
Mhm.
is how he processes things. He processes things differently, not diagnosing anybody. I would never do that, but it's just where is going to be the line between giving him leeway in how he processes stuff, how he has processed things his whole life because
Mhm.
he doesn't even recognize that he's doing anything wrong. He's not reading
Yeah.
the social cues. His dad asked him, "Are you saved?" And we hear about the crusades and the things because that's just how he
Literally
processes
no
stuff.
one asked for that history lesson.
So for me, I'm saying this very early. I just think they're doomed because I it's going to be more than 8 weeks to understand how Will processes things. If he doesn't think he's doing anything wrong, what conversation can you have
Mhm.
with him?
There's nowhere to go from there.
Yeah.
Um, I think I saw this on, I think, Instagram yesterday. There was like the signs of, like, the smartest people are the ones
Yeah.
who have the ability to have their mind changed,
Yes.
to learn
And
new
then you
information and being like,
mhm.
"Huh, okay. I used to
Maybe.
think this. Now I
Yes.
learned this and now I think
Yes.
this." He is not
None.
at any point um flexible in that way.
Yes.
And it's like, "No, this is my thought and we're going to keep having this conversation until
Yeah.
either you cave or you agree with me."
Because he's like, how do you not even see what I'm saying? Like, how can
Mhm.
anything but what I'm saying make sense to you? And then they paired him with someone who needs all of the reassurance,
Mhm.
all of the affection, and it's not all logic. And it's just,
Yep.
I, I cannot see
I
the good side
know.
of this. So They go for dinner. He tells her she looks pretty, and somehow they end up with the color of their dresses. Is it coral? Is it a type of pink? Is it? And this is what it's always going to be.
Yeah.
And everything can't be a push pull
It's like,
situation.
Brittany, girl, if you don't like arguing for a living,
Yeah.
then wrap it up. Because
I just,
she could have been wearing a white shirt and said, "This, I see this as white." He's
yeah.
like, I see it more of like a marshmallow.
I'm really sad. I don't know these people, but I was already rooting for Brittany and Will, and they're the only black couple we have this season, and it's not giving. It's just
Yeah,
not.
I know. I always root for the black couple. Like
Yeah.
that, first and foremost, I was so happy we got that with Camille and Thomas. Like,
Yeah.
yes, love it, love it, love it. But
Yeah.
we can also just be honest. We just
Yeah.
got on the heels of that with Love is Blind. Got to
Yes.
be honest with ourselves, right?
Yes.
It's just like, I'm all for black love, but
Yes.
not when that black love is not right for either one of them.
Yes. And if anyone's out there that I digress again, that thinks that KB is a villain, I don't know what to say. I don't understand it. I don't
No.
get it, but okay. Well, back to Brittany. Brittany says she's not feeling romantic vibes, and she's been in situations in the past where she has been intimate with people and then they got distant. And she was feeling that this morning with him. So she's just going to sit there and let him take the lead on that. That's the other thing. Because Will is so direct, my other guess was that they had sex, he didn't like it, and that's why he went all the way to
The
let's not do
left.
this again.
The fact that is, yeah, which is just like, even just not to have the self, or not the awareness of the situation to understand that you saying that is hurtful.
Yeah.
Like, okay, there's a way to navigate that, to just
Yeah.
be like, okay, let's try to let's try to, be more intentional
Yeah.
about, how we're doing this.
Yeah.
Or in this specific situation, it sounded like, they, slipped up and she was concerned about it.
Yeah.
And instead of being reassured that, hey, like, no matter what happens, we'll be fine, it was instant rejection.
Yeah.
It's like, how was that the response?
Yes. From all of the solutions that were possible.
Like,
But
on the table.
can I ask you this? Do you think we are actually going to have a pregnancy though? Or is it a fake out?
I think it's possible. I really don't rule it out, only because they intentionally left it in. I don't know if it could be them. The fact that all 5 couples have consummated, it could be anybody.
Yeah. I thought it was Jalen until this happened.
Yeah.
And I think someone asked me on socials, like, do you think it's a case like if there is a pregnancy where it's going to make their marriage stronger, like it did for Jeffy and Shawnice? At the time, I hadn't watched 3 and 4.
Mhm.
So I now that I've watched it all, no, because it's Will.
Yeah.
No, it's not. So I don't think it will make them stronger if there in fact is a pregnancy. Okay. So
Yeah.
I want to point out that Will is wearing a dangly earring. I am
Is
judging
it the
him
cross
because
one?
yeah, the
Yeah.
cross and the hoop, and it's really long. I
Mhm.
say this all the time. I judge men on reality TV with dangly earrings. There's not one who wears one that I have liked. There's
Yeah,
Dom from
usually.
Perfect Match.
Oh, yeah. I
There's
usually get
Barnett.
F-boy tendencies, yes.
Yes. So he tells her that it hasn't been a perfect marriage, but it's been good overall. I'm like, your bride is pissed at you. What? Where are you?
Yeah.
He says that this morning was a lot and it was arduous, but he tried to reassure her. And even if they have a moment where things aren't perfect, they're still committed to make it work and they can't run and things could be uneasy. He really cares for her. He just needs to learn who she is. He's not wrong.
Yeah. That is correct. He does need to learn who she is. They do need to improve their communication, but he also is just like, I think, is missing
The
his
human
role
part.
in it. Yeah, the
Mhm.
human part.
The human
Like,
part, yeah.
yeah, this isn't some like science experiment or research paper. Like, it's a real person with real emotions, and
Yeah.
no matter it's intent versus impact. right?
Yes.
Like, okay, you didn't intend to offend her. You didn't intend to reject her, but that's how she took it. So
Yes.
that's where you need to kind of take a step back and be like, oh, wow, I didn't realize it came off that way.
Yes.
Instead of just standing on, well, I didn't try to reject her. So what's the
That's right.
problem?
Yeah. Will wants to stay in factory settings. You need to adjust it to the person that you're
Yeah.
with. Like if we're going to speak in his
Hmm.
terminologies, that's what he needs to do.
Yeah.
So he asks what she appreciated in her previous relationships or how they were. She says she notices that she moves quickly. He's like, what does that mean? I thought she was talking about sex, but she meant like
Hmm.
within a week we're like exclusive. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. So she asked, does it take you a while to open up? He's like, good question. Finally, the hard hitting questions. And she's like, what do
What?
you mean?
Yeah.
Finally. And he's like, I mean, you never ask questions like these. And I'm like, they give me anxiety. I'm always holding my breath when they talk. Like, stop.
The fact that he just said you never, as if they've been together for like 3 months.
Yeah.
Like your data set is the
Yeah.
past, I'll give you 5 days. And it's
Yeah.
probably hasn't even been that long. So it's just like the fact that you are sitting here saying, well, you never do this, as if you're
Yeah.
not still learning her,
Yeah.
as if you're not still in this like getting to know you phase is
Mm-hmm.
absurd.
And also, it's just a tone. It just comes off like you're trying to criticize her
Yeah.
or just being condescending. Like, oh,
Yeah.
finally she act like what? Why? It's
Uh,
unnecessary.
yeah.
So she says like she can ask the questions, and he's like, but I was just giving it time. But he's like, all ends well. I don't want to go through that conversation. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm excited to spend the rest of the honeymoon with you forever. And she's like, see, you say cute things like that, and all's well with everything. So they all meet up with the rest of the couples. And with the girls meet up, Jalen is just happy as a clam. She's just smiling and
On
laughing. It's
cloud
just going really
9.
good. And then they all go, is that a ring? Is that? And they're like, yes. And they're all like, I don't know if some people like Megan were like, I didn't get one. Why
Yeah.
didn't my husband get me one? Her mom doesn't say anything about her ring, but Brittany notices and is like, "Oh, did you get a ring?" And I'm like, "Did Papa and Josh have a conversation
That's what
about a ring?"
Jason suspected,
Oh,
that the Belinda getting a ring heavily impacted Josh, like, "Oh, shoot, I
oh
need
shoot.
to," so they're not comparing? "Let me get my
Yeah,
act together."
that is true. I think so. So Belinda says that Josh and Jalen look smitten, and they both talked about being open coming into this experiment. And I'm like, good job. Brittany asked if everyone has said the L word. I don't know what day this is, but that's crazy. That's the other thing. We're not getting days. Like whatever
Yeah.
days to the wedding, whatever days, day 5 of honeymoon. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's one
Rhonda's
I will
yeah,
say that's one thing I am missing. It's okay
yeah.
to know the days.
Yeah, please, like give us a countdown.
Yeah.
So Rhonda says like Dave said it while Jalen is like, oh, I feel like we're both there, but we haven't expressed it. And Josh is backing her up over on the guy's side. Jalen, of course, asked the sex question. Has anyone been intimate with their partner? And I'm like, your mom is there, but I guess it doesn't matter. And Rhonda says that, is that a question? Is that a question? But she was coy about it when the producer asked her. So
Yeah.
I don't know that. But then she starts going about, oh, the thing about age is like you don't care anymore. And she's like, bring it in, Bill, in there. Cheers. And here's the thing. She's 63. I don't She keeps putting Belinda in the same age group as her. Belinda's 47. Because the first time she saw her, she's like, oh, gray hair. I'm like, I don't know. And I'm
It's
just
like, we have a clean 16-year age gap.
yes. And so I'm just like, I'm Belinda. She just giggles. That's all she does here. But I just want to remind everyone, like Aysha said, 16 years. They're not in the same age group. But when
Okay.
she cheers Belinda, I'm not sure because I didn't know. I know she was like, hey, we'll see what happens. Whatever happens, happens with Chad. But she did have sex because Jalen is like, I'm happy my mom had sex and I'm happy
Yep.
that she had sex. Like, good for her. Jalen cheers with them. They all cheers. And then they start to say, but it wasn't night one. I'm like, okay.
I
Yay.
know.
Okay, cookie.
Right. I was like, is that the only reason y'all did it night 1 so you could say it wasn't night 1?
Yeah. But I'm happy. Season 19 is off to a good start. Like I always say, proponent, have sex, you're married. Like just this whole Stranger Things, they always lean so heavy into it, and then it creates like a weird dynamic between the
Mm-hmm.
couples. Okay, so then Rhonda just asked, "Have you guys talked about having kids?" And I'm like, "Huh?" Not that they shouldn't have. It just didn't. I didn't get the conversation flow of that.
Yeah.
It just sounded off base.
Well, because I think they're like, oh, we're like, I feel like the only point was to just be like with Belinda and Rhonda being like, I'm good. We're not.
Oh yeah, the joke.
Yeah.
It was like Chad and I decided we're having
We're
no more
actually
kids.
not. Yeah.
Brittany shares that her personality and Will's are very different, so they don't know how they're going to communicate. And Rhonda shares, what happened with her and Pat in the morning. Megan brings up the whole, we're keeping it light and fun. I'm like, ma'am, there's a balance.
Mm-hmm.
Because Brittany is thinking that Megan and Will are kind of like the same. Later, Will is going to tell her no, that is not the case, but she's learning from it. So this is for me, who likes to think that the couple should not spend too much time together.
Yeah.
This was when it goes right, when you
Yes.
actually learn from other couples, not doing a comparison game or trying to figure out who's further ahead.
Yep.
But Brittany's like, okay, like, Megan is giving a side of personality like, hey, I'm introvert. I don't speak as much. Just give me time. And she's like, if this is what navigating is going to be like because he's reserved as well, then I can work with that.
Yeah.
Kind of in that way. So for the guys, Josh says it's right there for him to say I love you, but it will definitely happen before the end of the honeymoon. Pat is like, I went full enchilada. Too late for me. And Josh shares with the guys that they had sex. Chad says that Belinda is amazing. Pat gives advice to Derek that he needs to just speak up. And he talks about the similar challenges that they had, but he kind of says, like, maybe it's because they've been single for a while. Do you think that plays a part in that? Or it's just a personality thing?
I think it's just a personality thing. Yeah. Because it's like, it really depends on the two people that are together. I don't think it matters like, oh, this person has been single for 6 months. This person has been single for 10 years.
Yeah.
Just like if the person opposite of you is a good match for you and y'all have chemistry, then that dictates the flow.
Oh, yeah. So here's where Will gets me, because earlier, right, he said that she wasn't asking any questions. Will suddenly says she wants to know everything.
Thank you. She wants to know everything. Where do you get that from?
Yeah.
You're just reading her mind, or is she asking a whole bunch of things?
Yeah.
No.
Woosah.
I know. Oh, I just like, it's so irritating because I feel for her.
Yeah.
Like when you see another Black woman, you're just like, like I obviously I'm relating to you just like on a human level. Like I see you, you always see yourself in them in some way.
Yeah.
And the fact that she's having this frustrating experience and like getting to see this side, like getting to see his point of view with the guys, is just like, oh my gosh.
Yes.
God forbid a woman tries to get to know you.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's like, if that's the worst of it, is it so terrible?
Oh, she wants to know everything.
Anyways. So after the meetup, she goes up to him. Did you miss me? He's like, of course. And then they're having a good time. I'm like, okay, this is it. We're going to have a good conversation. So she shares like, I found out like, you're similar to Megan. And he's like, no, you haven't asked me any questions. She's like, what? I've been trying to. And this man says, how so? With words?
Oh my gosh. Just fighting words at every turn. Every turn.
And then I stopped breathing again because I'm like, oh no, this is not. If you said that to me, I'm walking out. Like, I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth, because you've basically called me an idiot.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Literally, you just insulted me with words, because I even rewound it. I was like, let me see. She walks in. She says, how are you? He says, I'm fine, good. And you, she says, I'm good. He says, what did y'all do? So you gave her 0.5 seconds opportunity to ask you what y'all did.
Yeah.
And now you're trying to throw it back in her face. And then you also insisted that she wants to know everything, but now you're trying to say she doesn't ask anything with words.
Oh, God. He says that he has been intentional in asking her questions. And she asks him the same questions in return. And it's usually vague and it's ambiguous. And it's like, what do you like? Like, what do you want to know? She's like, I go to the gym. I like music. I like sports. And she's like, I don't want to know your favorite color. I'm trying to know the things
Get to
you
know
like
you.
so I can be a good wife. Then he's like, when she says things like, I like you, words of affirmation, do you like those? What do you like? He's like, those things are important to you. So sure. And she's like, no, it's not about me. Like, what do you?
You like, okay, you've acknowledged I like words of affirmation. What do you like?
Yeah. She's like, he says I'm indifferent, which to me is another terrible answer. Like, you
Yes.
are basically saying, yeah, you're there. Sure, I can play husband, but I don't care. You could speak to me. You could not. If that's what you want to do, that's fine with me. Then
Yeah.
why am I here?
Exactly. If you're just here to be okay with everything, be indifferent about everything, then please explain to me. Let's rewind. Let's go all the way back to why did you sign up for this? Maybe that's where we need to
go back.
establish. Yeah.
He said, but it's important to you, so it's important to me, and I will do that. I don't need you to tell me how cute I am. I'm like, oh God, this is just getting worse and worse.
Worse and worse and worse.
She's like, that's what I mean. Like, what should I do? And he's like, oh, I said quality time. Like, oh, did you catch it? Again, a condescending tone, like
Yes,
the entire time. So she's like, I feel like we're not getting anywhere and it's bothering me. And he's like, do whatever you want. It's okay. I'm like, oh no. She says,
he is just constantly not caring.
Not caring. She's like, everything is okay to you. If the rainforest is on fire, you say it's okay. And then
well, actually,
he's a actually guy. They do control fires in the rainforest. She's like, oh no, like I just picked the first thing in my eyes, in my eye line. Like,
that's what I'm saying. He always needs to be the smartest guy in the room. He always needs to be right.
Yeah. So he's like, I mean, are you? And I can see how this could be interpreted as, I'm making your life easy. I'm not making your life hard. Everything's fine with me. And still you have a problem with it. But it's not. It's the fact that you should have some emotion. You're a human being.
Yes.
Everything is not going to be okay. You have to have a thought or feeling on something. And again, like I said earlier, adjust to how I'm feeling. If she's upset, it's not okay.
But that means that, like, he's like, well, you're upset. I'm not. So hey, that's on you.
Yeah, and that's when you try to logicalize everything. You can't use logic all the time. He's like, I can't tell you how to digest your feelings. And if you're irritated, she just said don't say it. He said that's okay. I'm like, I was like, where does this end? She's like, we aren't even on separate pages. We're in different books. I need someone who can communicate. And of course, he's like, how am I not communicating? I'm talking.
Oh my God. And that's how you know he's just being a jerk at this point, because he said they're going to have to learn how to communicate with each other. He acknowledged that. He understands that communicating is just not exchanging words. Like, he knows that two people have to learn how to properly communicate with each other in an effective way, especially in a relationship. So the fact that he says this right now, it's only to make her more upset. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no other purpose.
I wonder what it would be like if he was matched with Megan, though.
They have no conversation. Just
okay.
silence.
Okay. And that's it.
The producer's like, y'all have to talk to each other, please.
She said she would like to go shower. I think he said, correct me if I'm wrong, I want to shower too. Is that what he said?
Oh, yeah. I was like, are together, or like is he trying to ignore this argument and shower together? Or is he saying, oh, are you saying your shower is more important than my need to shower?
Yeah, that was okay. I thought I heard wrong, because so she leaves the room, actually, doesn't go shower, and she goes get her some chicken fingers. Yes. As she should.
As she should.
With fries and honey mustard.
Yep. As she should.
He's in the hammock, and he says, like, he's been the only one asking questions, and it's never her. He doesn't understand. He's not opinionated about a lot of things. And she is. And he just thought that that would make things easier. And the producer asked her what we're hearing a lot of the producer questions, like asking the
Yeah.
people through the episode that what would make you feel better. She was like, if he gave a shit and try to figure things out. He says, I'm not going to go after her. She left for a
She
reason.
left for a reason.
To me, if you say you're frustrated and you walk away, that tells me you need space. That's her not saying what she needs. And I have to reach out. She lacks a certain self awareness. She knows where
Pot
I am.
calling the kettle black. Oh, you have all the self-awareness in the world, my guy. No.
Smartest man in the room. Smartest man in the
Ugh.
room. And that's the thing. And that's the frustrating thing. On paper, yes, if someone says they're frustrated and walks away, yes, it's saying that they need space. But when you put in the human chip,
Yes.
then you realize, like, yes, they do need space, but would they appreciate you checking up on me? Even if she said, you come down, and she's like, you know what, just give me 5 minutes. She can't take away the fact that you did come down and check on her. She can't take that away from you. That's what you do, and then you walk away. But he's very by the book and very, she walked away, she wanted space. Hey, that's what I'm doing. So this is bad.
So bad. I just like, if he's not willing to kind of like push his pride aside in order to like work through this,
Yeah.
have a productive conversation of acknowledging each other's wrongs, even though I
Yeah.
don't think she's wrong. Then it's just like he needs to feel like she feels some fault in this because he thinks he did no wrong.
Yeah.
If he's not willing to do that, they have nowhere to go from here.
But they, again, on paper, they had a good conversation where, when they were having dinner, and he was like, you do this, and then on my part, just try to understand where I'm from. I'm like, okay, that's a good start, but he's not holding his end of the bargain.
Yeah, exactly. He's
So
taking
sad.
no accountability in this.
Yeah.
And so I just that's just, it's so frustrating to watch, and I feel for Brittany because I really like, we got the preview for them, right? Their wedding, and I was like, oh my gosh, I really like Brittany. She seems so confident. She seems so like, just like, she is in this for the right reasons. I was like, she's gonna be so great to watch. Maybe if he comes out of his shell, it'll be better.
Yeah.
But once he did, and this is what we see.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like, I just hope I hope this turns a corner, but it's just like hard to be optimistic about it with now how we see how he approaches conflict.
Yeah. We need an expert real quick.
Okay. Yeah, please.
Who would you give your bouquet to for this episode?
I think it's got to be Rhonda and Pat, because they have now experienced like their first quote unquote conflict, right? She addressed a concern.
Yes.
He heard her out until he got to the point of understanding.
Yeah.
And then adapted, and they ended with in love. Like, they are just they're flying on all cylinders.
Yes.
And I'm just really excited to see where this journey takes them.
Yes, I mean, ditto. I'm gonna agree with you here.
Yeah.
No notes. Yeah. Dare I ask, who has your ashes?
Well, this is hard. It's gotta go to Brittany and Will. Like, this is just, I mean, because even with Megan and Derek, it does feel like, okay, she's gonna put up a wall, quote unquote, but I think still able to like, all right, let's try to have fun, and it's not to the point of just no return. She still needs to kind of like, she's gonna sleep on it, and maybe like, okay, maybe I can see that we need to like have more productive conversations. But Will being so argumentative just makes it so hard for Brittany to kind of see the light. See that like, okay, we just got to push through this getting to know you phase. And it's off to an awful start.
It really is. During the honeymoon, like, real life hasn't even set in
at all.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. So Will has gotten my ashes twice in a row now. So
yeah.
Okay. Well, this was so much fun. Thanks for stopping by. Can you share with people all of the places they can find you?
Yes, so y'all can follow me at Aysha like Asia. That's Aysha like ASIA. I'm definitely the most active on Instagram. And yeah, you can find me over on a Perfect Match podcast with Jason Reed, who has come on here multiple times. We are having a great time talking about this season so far. We also are in the thick of our Love is Blind coverage. You know, the reunion's coming out. So we are going to be covering that with Mary Hukowski. I was also on this podcast called the Diary Room Pod, where Matt Liguori and Amon Adwin are trying to find the best North American Big Brother player. So you can go find that at Diary Room Pod on YouTube and wherever you listen to your audio podcasts. But yeah, definitely that's where I am these days. Married at First Sight is going to consume my October. But hey, it used to consume 6 months of our lives.
Nice.
So that's a change of pace.
Yes, it is. Okay. Say hi to Jason also.
I
He's
will.
still
I
working
will.
to be the fave here, but he has to
Yes.
work for it somewhere. Guys, you know where to find me. You can find me also call MAFS on all of the socials. Please give me a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and stay subscribed so you can keep up with the cadence of these episodes. I'm doing my best to just have them out as soon as I can. Until next time, guys. Bye.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.